Hi, this is Veno, and this is my first video interview since we, as the Interdimensional-Existence, have returned from a long while of being non-existent as a existential momentary pause within which we for a moment hibernated, so to speak, in readying and preparing ourselves for this phase, which is in essence starting with this video interview as walking the physical manifested process within, of, and as existence. We have walked now the dimensional heaven process, which has been all the video interviews and material that has gone out thus far within the entire Desteni existential process. And with this video interview, it marks the start of the physical manifested reality process that will now be walked with the interdimensional and physical manifested existence equal and one. Which means in essence that the process that the interdimensional existence has walked will now be walked equal and one here on Earth. And the video interviews that will be forthcoming will be practical assistance and support perspectives in realizing, seeing and understanding the reality of what is here as this physical existence and self, to assist and support self within this process of bringing heaven on earth internally and externally in living and manifesting the principle of and as equality and oneness in fact. So the video interviews that will be here, again, various interdimensional physical beings, manifestations, parts, and expressions. We'll be sharing more detail, more specifics in relation to what is practically, physically ahead for self, the physical and existence within and as this process of establishing heaven on earth as equality and oneness. So we decided for the first video interview to start at the beginning. The beginning meaning the beginning of the process in which the interdimensional existence became involved with and as physical reality, in fact for real, in starting with the process of equality and oneness with self, and then each other, and then existence, so to speak, which was the moment of the in-breath and the out-breath of the establishing manifestation of another portal within and as this human physical body I am currently speaking through. So our first video interview will be discussing, covering, and sharing, showing, detailing the specifics and overviews in relation to the process of entering and leaving the portal and why we breathe in and out. What is the in-breath and the out-breath, and the in-breath as a being leave and enter the human physical body. So this video interview marks the start of the physical process that us within the interdimensional existence will be walking here with and as humanity, with and as this physical manifested existence, in bringing forth, manifesting and establishing heaven on earth through and as each individual human being. So let us begin. And we'll start with one of the most frequently asked questions when seeing Sunette's human physical body through the videos on YouTube, breathing in and out with various different beings, expressing, communicating, and discussing various existential points. So, with in-breath, as the being prepare leaving the physical body, the being centralize in the center of the human physical body and move out from within and as that one point as the chest area. The chest area is the one stabilization point of the human physical body and can be referred to as the center of the universe or existence, so to speak, because in the physical, within and as that one point, one can stand as and see all parts of the physical existence simultaneously here, as the human physical body in fact stand as the manifestation of an as equality and oneness as existence here. And so it's the centralized point of and as the physical existence and of self, the chest area. Also have a look at, for example, breath. When breathing, breath centralizes as a pressure within and as the center chest area. It's the manifested physical positioning of being here, with and as the physical, and standing within and as that point, as and with breath, and walking here with it, is a process of assisting and supporting self in walking here with and as the physical in becoming real. So the breath as that physical indication point within the chest area, as that one point, is your stabilization, grounding point within the physical, within what is real, within what is here, in assisting and supporting your physical, practical walking process. Then the out-breath, thus, is as the being, as presence of within and as the physical, release themselves from within and as the physical, and as a presence, as a breath itself, and move from without of the human physical body, with the human physical body remaining here as manifested substance. Then once the being as presence has left the physical body, the physical substance of within and as the human physical body remain here. And the physical body thus is simply here as the substance that remain, and the physical body stand in its natural state or experience and becomes like a deep silence. Interdimensionally, it's like you're staring into infinity, a darkness that is eternal yet all-encompassing, a solid, vast here-ness that is everything. Then a new being as presence integrate with the physical substance into, as, and with the physical, and so substantiate themselves with, through, and as the physical, in and as the human physical body. This physical reality being the only reality of substance, of solidity, of realness. Once the being is integrated, merged with the physical through substance, we communicate, express, and share ourselves through the portal as manifested human physical body. And thus the process structurally, physically, in how we integrate and release as leave this physical manifested reality in moving through the interdimensions into here with and as the physical existence. So with beings existing as manifested presence, having the ability to move in and out of the human physical body as portal with ease, shows or reveals the manifestation of all beings existing but as presence only, as a manifested dimensional substance. Whether here on earth or in the interdimensional existence, all beings, whether dead or alive, so to speak, is in fact exactly the same, is made up of the same material as dimensional substance, and not, in fact, real physical substance of here that is only existent in, as, and with the physical. Which is the process all in existence is walking at the moment, to become substance, physical, real, here, which can only be done within the process of being, becoming, and standing equal to and one with the physical, this physical reality, and emerging as living substance. Understand that the only difference between dimensional beings and human beings at this stage is that humans have the mind through the physical with which they root themselves into this physical reality. Though when human beings cross over or die, will remain but a presence and leave as a presence, and so in fact in essence become non-existence or non-existent. Non-existence, yes, not of existence anymore. And thus not in fact real, solid and or substantial as the physical, as all that will always remain is what is and always has been real here, and that is the physical, this physical reality. Just to make a note, we'll be discussing in depth the process of death and birth with an existence within another interview. As much extensive detail will be covered in relation to the processes of life and death, birth and death, to see, realize, understand that we in fact only have this one life. So, in terms of the essence of what beings are currently consisting of and existing as, is but presence, is but dimensionality, and thus, as we've said, in terms of leaving and entering the physical through substance, is done through us as presence, as what we are in fact consisting of and existing as, no different to what each and every single individual human being consists of and exists as. We're all dimensional presences that is in the process of becoming real, substantial, physical life here, in the process of standing equal to and one with physical reality. So the substance that remain within the portal as the physical substance of here that stand eternal, the moment the being as presence leave the human physical body and the human physical body move into that moment of like dropping and going into an absolute relaxation of release, is existent within and as each human physical body. It is the real physical, so to speak. Though, understand, the mind consciousness system has been inverted into and as each being. So the mind consciousness system isn't a separate manifested system anymore. Each being as beingness has in fact become the manifestation of what we've always been as the mind consciousness system. So each being is in fact the mind consciousness system itself, manifested, merged, integrated and infused into and as the physical, but not yet standing equal to and one with the physical, as all of the physical as existence as a whole. So the total presence that a human being is the mind consciousness system, a interdimensional system manifested as a beingness presence, which is what each being in essence now is. So just another note here, we'll be discussing the process of inversion within a separate interview, where the structure, manifestation and consequence as to the why and how of this inversion process was placed, which will explain the point of absolute self-responsibility towards self as all, and within that the practical process of facing self in the physical, and what this in fact practically mean as a reality experience for and as self in and as the physical, in how each one individually will be in fact facing our own creation as self, as the mind consciousness system in and as the physical, and what this practically physically mean. So with each being, in essence, existing as a mind beingness presence within the physical, but not yet solid, real, or substantial, equal to and one with the human physical body. What happens in death, in terms of leaving the human physical body, is exactly what happens within and during portaling with the in-breath and the out-breath. The mind beingness presence that you are, leave the physical substance and you die, or your time in essence end within and as this physical manifested reality, as you completely extract yourself as a mind beingness presence from and of reality as substance, as the physical that is real, and in that moment cease to exist. And you die. It's like an end to the opportunity that you for a moment had to make yourself real through substance in and as the physical. So understand, it's not like the physical itself die. The physical do not die. It cannot die. It simply reconstitutes itself in and through this physical reality, returning to the earth, to substance, returning to itself in and as a different form, part, and or manifestation, and so in essence continue existing here. Whereas you literally cease to exist and become no more, because you are not unified as one, as equal with what is real here as the physical reality with and as substance. We only have so much time. As I said, time is always against us. I mean, each breath is a moment, and each breath not lived is a moment past. So live with each breath and effectively utilize the moments that become accumulation of sequences as time to self-realize, to make self real in, as, and with the physical. So obviously the question then, if death is the same as portaling, why does or did Sunette not die the moment she left her body? Sunette has the ability to leave her body due to the portal placement manifested within and as her physical body that was placed in by Bernard. Obviously, before this could be done, Sunette had to face death in many ways, not only physical death, but self-death, and all it encompassed within the point of having to, in a way, give up everything of and as self, as what has defined self, and let it go for this one life, to stand in a position of responsibility for all as one, as equal. So, understand, facing death does not only encompass physical death or the point of non-existence, but the death of self and all that define this self, which is quite an internal existence in itself. So, Sunette made the decision to die and stand. Obviously, the decision being the easy part, though immediately acted and lived that decision through walking the process of portaling, and still continuing to do so. And this obviously only forming one part of her process. And this forming part of the point where we state, giving up this one life, this pre-programmed life, let go of the self, the personality as ego, and walk for self as all, as one, as equal, to get this process done in bringing heaven to earth. So this process is the exact same process each human being faces. Death, the death of self, the mind, and so all that it encompasses as what has become of human beings, humanity, and the world system we exist through and as. We're bringing heaven to earth, first within self, as one bring oneself as the dimensional being of mind, as one's own internal heaven, separate from reality as the physical, and merge self with the physical that is real, and so assist and support each human being to do the same. And so we manifest heaven on earth. We all are equal and one as self here, and so equal and one with and as all here. So back to the portal. This portal placement is a manifestation that unified the interdimensional existence and this physical manifested reality as one, as equal, within the one point as her human physical body. So within her human physical body, the portal placement or manifestation is, in essence, the one point where existence stand equal and one here. And so every single manifested part of and as existence can come through and speak and communicate directly as it exists here in and as this existence. Therefore, the why and the how, what we in fact speak through and as the portal, as the beings coming through, is the only one point that is real, with actual, direct, immediate access with literally all of existence in a matter of a breath in this entire existence. Because Sinead can leave her body entirely, completely, with the support and assistance manifestation of and as the portal. She has first-hand direct accounts and experiences of, with and as any and all parts of existence in the physical and interdimensional. And so human beings can hear and experience first-hand, direct, immediate, here accounts from and of manifestations, parts, and beings from all over within and through and as existence, as we speak directly to you through the physical as portal of existence, here, equal and one. Understand, this point of here, in and as the physical, is possible for each one, each human being. Meaning, to stand and be here, equal and one, in and as the physical, with and as all of existence. This is the process being walked by, through and as each human being. To merge through substance in being, becoming and standing equal to and one with self as this physical reality. To be or become real. To self-realize. To make self real. And this can and will be done by, through and as each human being, as you have the opportunity here in and as this physical reality with each breath that you breathe. Obviously, Sinead is still in her individual process as well, along with everything and everyone else, of standing equal and one here with and as the physical. The portal is a placement for a moment, making it possible at the moment for us to be here, to communicate and share as we do, to show and be a living example here, that each human being can become equal and one here with and as all of existence. And that all that one is not only the conscious mind of thoughts and energy. There's more to self, this existence, and it is literally only one breath away. Yet, we have to walk a process through layers or dimensions of time, as the cycles of the past we've suppressed, as the manifested consequence we've accepted and allowed ourselves to create and manifest as the mind consciousness system we've become. And accordingly face our creation as ourselves, internally and externally. stop and change and take responsibility before who we really are can be or become an actual living reality. So, this physical reality function exists within space and time. Space and time as the structural manifested design exist as the manifestation of everything we've created, designed, and manifested, lived out into creation as ourselves, as beings, throughout our lives in existence together. All of which is and has become compressed and layered into and as actual manifested dimensional layers. So, Earth, this physical manifested reality, is the manifestation of all our pasts, equal and one here, as all that we ever lived remained manifested here in and as manifested dimensional layers, with each of these layers representing a time cycle in and through which we lived, expressed, created, and manifested a particular specific existential experience or reality, and continued to do so throughout aeons of times or cycles. And so, throughout the continuous time cycles, manifesting as layers within ourselves and without as our existence or reality, we've come to manifest and create an existence that has become the physical and dimensions. That is, in essence, the manifestation of what we created through aeons of cycles, all together equal in one. So all that is here as it exists, and all that we are as who we are, within and without, is here because of what we were and how we lived in the past. Everything remained, and so we're in fact within this process finally taking responsibility for our pasts. Our pasts, which we've layered and suppressed into existence as manifested reality we find ourselves in and as in this very moment. We've all got quite a wake-up call here in this physical reality as ourselves. From always thinking or believing that the past is the past, with no consequence for our actions in both thought, word, and deed. When all the while, we've been creating, designing, and manifesting ourselves as the absolute consequence, as consequence itself, where we ourselves become our own consequence manifest, which is what is here right now. We have become our own mind, our own creation within this physical. And we now have only this one life to make ourselves real, with and as all as one, as equal, or eternally cease to exist. And there my throat kinda clogs up there for a moment within this point of facing the reality of what is here as myself, that I am absolutely my own creation. I am the dimensional being that I am and have become due to what I have accepted and allowed, that what I am is my own consequence. And the point of making myself real, of self-realizing in, as, and with the physical as substance, in becoming equality and oneness as living life, is absolutely up to me. And this is the one point that each one will face in every moment of breath. So just a note, this process of self-responsibility in the physical, as each one's individual process in the physical with humanity, will be discussed within the inversion interview that I mentioned earlier, where I'll be explaining how each one is facing their own past as themselves, often as this life only, to transcend this one life, to birth self as life from the physical, and how that has been made possible, where the only responsibility that one have is towards self, as all as one is equal, in assisting and supporting self in transcending one's own manifested consequence as oneself, as one's manifested mind consciousness system, as all that self has accepted and allowed self to be and become. So, obviously, with the help of Anu, we've solidified a physical manifested existence and a separate dimensional manifested existence when he established a heaven and an earth. But in fact, both domains are essentially exactly the same. The physical domain of the same existence that we're in fact actually experiencing ourselves within, whether in the physical or in the interdimensional. The physical domain or part is manifested in space and time. Due to the compression of all the cycles of lives or times we have experienced, expressed and live throughout aeons of times and or cycles. The dimensional existence, on the other hand, was manifested in and as timelessness, because there was no compression of layers of the cycles. All the layers of times or cycles is spread into, through and as timelessness, whereas in the physical it's layered into and as manifested compression. So heaven and earth is in structure and essence, within the context of past cycles or layers of time, one and the same. However, what does separate the physical and the interdimensional existence is the manifestation of and as substance. That which is real, that which is here, that which is equal and one. Substance. That is only real in, as, and with the physical reality. This substance is what emerged through the unifying of all that is physical, as this physical manifested existence, the earth, nature, and the animal kingdom, into and as a substance that is equal and one, that solidified into and as a manifest expression that can only be found, experienced, and lived in and as and with the physical, as what the physical in fact is and has become. A substance is the unifying expression that emerged when all that is and has been physical united within and as equality and oneness, and in that moment manifested the physical substance of and as equality and oneness that is here, in, as, and of the physical, that is eternal, that is real. In the interdimensional reality, one always remains dimensional, separate, as a singularity, as there is no such unifying, equal and one substance in and as and of the dimensions. It only exists in the physical. You can only become real, eternal, here, in, as, with, and through the physical. The physical is the key. The physical is the answer. So, each human being face, in this moment, their own self-realization, to make self real, in substantiating self in, as, and with the physical, to emerge as substance, to live and manifest life. This done through transforming self from a dimensional mind manifested being into and as a living being of equality and oneness as and with the physical. This process starts with breath, equal to and one with how existence's process started, with one in-breath and one out-breath. And so we walk with every breath, as each breath, as a moment, and take that moment to live self within a principle that is best for all, and stop the mind of separation and abuse. This is the process of destiny, assisting and supporting each individual human being to bring heaven to earth. Practically, in stopping the mind of dimensionality as one's own personal heaven and coming back to earth here, to equality and oneness that is but a breath away, and taking responsibility within, for, and as what is in fact real here. The Desteni process of destiny practically guide one through the mind dimensions, systems and constructs self has separated self into and as, to bring self back here as a whole, as one, as equal, in and as the physical, to earth self, in, as, and with earth, reality, what is real here. The equalmoney system Desteni proposes the practical solution for humanity as a whole, in establishing a world where all are taken care of and cared for, equal in one, in changing this world into heaven on earth, in fact. Desteni process, and equalmoney, the practical living solution to bring heaven on earth for self and humanity within and without. Join us, walk with, let's get this done, equal and one.